I'm going to show you how to record, edit, upload, and share a video. And if you've never done this before, don't worry, it's easier than it might seem. You will need a couple things. You'll need recording software like Camtasia, Snagit, or if you're on a Mac, QuickTime. You'll need a webcam if you want to show yourself in the video, and if you don't have a webcam, you can get one for about $50 or so. They are built into most laptops and even some desktops. You'll need a microphone to record your sound, and webcams can also be used for this, so if you don't have a separate microphone, that's okay. Finally, you'll need a way to share the video. If you have an account at YouTube, that's great. If not, it's a free service that they provide. Otherwise, you can go to sites like Dropbox, which lets you share videos and other files as well. If you're doing a video update of yourself, I recommend using Notes on Screen, which is what I'm doing to record this video here. I've used Microsoft Word to type out some notes and made them in really big font, and I'm glancing down at them as I make this video to make sure that I cover everything I want to cover. If you're doing a PowerPoint, you'll also need to make sure that your slides are set up properly, and if you have animations appearing and disappearing, go through your PowerPoint one time before your video starts to make sure that you've got all that properly set up as it should be. One tip though, if you're doing class content like a class lecture, make sure to keep your videos shorter than 15 minutes. If you have content that covers more than 15 minutes, break it up into smaller chunks. Your audience will often tune out when they hit about the 10 or 15 minute mark if it's a longer video, but you'll notice a higher rate of people watching your videos if you keep them shorter than 15 minutes. So now let's watch a video of me recording a lesson on baking cookies. All right, let's go ahead and make our video. The first thing I'm going to do is load up my PowerPoint, which I've got here on my computer desktop. And I mentioned earlier that you might want to go through and check your PowerPoint to make sure that you've got everything in place for your animations and your effects. I don't use a whole lot of fancy stuff in mine, so I've just got 3 slides, 1, 2, and 3, and they all look good to me. I'm ready to record my video. To do that, I'll need to fire up a recording software like Camtasia. If you're on a PC, it's going to look a little different. This is the Mac version, but they both function pretty much the same. I'm going to click this record the screen button here. I'm not actually recording yet. I'm just telling it that we're about to start recording. This brings up a few options. It's going to say, do you want to go full screen or do you just want to record part of the screen? You can click that drop down menu to get some options there. Do you want to use the camera to record yourself or not? I recommend, yes, recording yourself. If you're doing a video for your students, like if you're recording a PowerPoint, your students like to see you and they respond positively to an image of the professor talking, not just a booming voice from on high. So I'd recommend using the camera. They also want to know which microphone you want to use, the built-in one or some other microphone. And if you want to record the system audio, that's if you've got sounds and little beeps and stuff playing in your PowerPoint, it's going to record those as well. This looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and record. This little box is going to pop up here and let me know that we're about to start recording. And now we're recording how to bake chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to go and tell my PowerPoint that we're going to present. So let's do this lesson. Hi, I'm Simon and I'm going to show you how to make chocolate chip cookies. The first thing that we're going to need are a lot of ingredients. We'll need 3.5 cups. Let me start over. We'll need 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 cup or 2 sticks of butter. Make sure that's softened butter as well. You'll need 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, a teaspoon vanilla extract, 2 large eggs, and 2 cups of chocolate chips. To make the cookies, it's really simple. You combine the flour, baking soda, and salt in a small bowl. Then you beat the butter, sugar, brown sugar, and vanilla until they're nice and creamy. You can add eggs one at a time and then beating everything smooth after each addition. When all that's done, stir in your flour mixture. Finally, stir in the chocolate chips. If you want to use some nuts in your chocolate chip cookies, now would be a good time to add those as well. When you're done, you form these into balls on a baking sheet. Use maybe a tablespoon or so and bake at 375 degrees for 10 minutes. That's our cookie baking lesson. Thank you. Okay, I've now recorded my whole lesson. So let's get into the post-processing part. It really is that easy to record a video. That's all it takes. Now I'm going to show you how to finalize the video in Camtasia and then share it. Here's what things look like after we're done with our video. This is a confusing looking screen with a lot of different options, but don't worry, we'll make sense of all this. Again, this is going to look a little different if you're on a PC versus a Mac, but overall you'll have the same idea. On this corner here, the top right hand corner, you'll see what the video looks like that you're actually producing. Down below here, you're going to see the timeline, and this has a couple different elements. This top element is the video portion of your timeline, and all these up and down, these squiggly lines, that's your audio, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. This second part of your timeline is the screen itself that was recorded, and you can actually move these back and forth and do really creative stuff with them. If you're just doing a basic video, I wouldn't worry about that too much. On the side, you can add things like animations if you want to zoom in, and video effects if you want to make things different colors. You can even add annotations like words and text and arrows and stuff. So let's get into how we actually go about editing this video. Down here, I can slide this little line back and forth across my timeline. And let's do that and see what we've got on our video itself on the top right-hand screen. So I'm just going to hit the play button. And now we're going. We're recording how to bake chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to go and tell my PowerPoint. So that's me. I don't want all this beginning stuff in my video. I just want me recording my lesson. To do that, I have to get rid of the first part of the video. So I'm going to find the place when I actually start recording the video, which is right about here. And you can see the screen changes to the slideshow mode. So I'm going to find that. Present. So let's do this lesson. Hi, I'm Simon, and I'm going to show you how to... All right, right about here, I say hi. Hi, I'm Simon. So I'm going to cut my video right there, and I'm going to go up to this edit menu and say split all at playhead. It's going to split both of these at the playhead. Now I'm going to select these and just hit the delete button on my keyboard. I now have this empty space, so I need to select these and move them back. Now my whole video starts with me teaching. Hi, I'm Simon, and I'm going to show you how to make chocolate chip cookies. The first thing that we're going to need are a lot of ingredients. We'll need 3.5 cups. Uh-oh. Here's where I have to cut a part out, and you might find yourself doing this as well. I made a mistake when I was presenting, so I have to get rid of that mistake. To do that, I'm going to zoom in so I can get a little closer view here. And I said 3.5 cups. That's wrong. I'm going to cut that whole mistake out so it only says the proper 2.25 cups. I need to find the place that I have to clip my video. We'll need 3.5 cups. Right there, 3.5 cups. So I'm going to do the same thing, put my play marker, my playhead right there, and do split all at playhead. Now let's find where I say the correct amount. Let me start over. We'll need 2. Aha, right there, 2 1/4 cups. I'm going to split the selection, or split everything there as well. Split all at playhead and remove this middle part by selecting it and hitting the delete key. Now I just select those, slide them over, and let's see how this looks. Need are a lot of ingredients. We'll need 2 1/4 cups. It worked, great. So I got rid of the edit, and no one will ever know that I said the wrong thing. Now I just need to find the end of my video. So if I scroll down here, it's got to be somewhere around here. Right about there. My whole lesson. And maybe back here a little bit. Making lesson. Thank you. There's the end. So again, I'm going to split all at playhead, select this, and delete. 375 degrees for 10 minutes. That's our cookie baking lesson. Thank you. Okay, I've got my video, except there's one problem. You can see I'm kind of in the middle of the video here, and that's not good. Well, there's a couple things we need to do. First of all, I've got in my drawer down at the bottom, my timeline, I've got a bunch of separate clips now. I've got this clip, and if you do this a lot, you'll have a couple of more clips. I need to join these into one. So I'm going to select my video and stitch selected media. Now it treats that as one clip. Same thing down here. I'm going to stitch selected media as one clip. Finally, I need to get this positioned in such a way that I can see both me and the content. I don't want a picture-in-picture. I don't want to be covering up my content here. So I'm going to click up here on the top right-hand portion of my video and just scoot this over a little bit to about there. You can actually resize this. If you want, you can make it bigger or smaller. There's a lot of different options you can do. I'm just going to scoot it over, and I'm going to scoot me up and over here, so that way you can see both the video and me talking. Now I'm going to do the final step, which is share the video. Now this doesn't actually upload it online. This just shares it to your computer. To do that, I'll go to the share menu. You can use one of these options like Screencast and YouTube and Google Drive. I like to just export it to my computer and then take care of the rest myself. So let's export this video to the computer. Click on export. You can do advanced if you want, but I like the simplicity of just doing export. And on a PC, there's a similar option as well. So I'm going to do export. I'm going to call it How to Make Cookies and save it right on my desktop. And it's done. Let's close this. We're going to close out of Camtasia here, save and quit. And here's my final video. Hi, I'm Simon and I'm going to show you how to make chocolate chip cookies. The first thing that we're going to need are a lot of ingredients. We'll need 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour. Did you even notice that I made the mistake? Probably not, and your students won't either when you do your editing like that. So we've got our final video. The last step we need to do is find a way to upload it or share it with your students or with anyone else that you might want to. Let's take a look at that next.